welcome to another episode of Modern Bach. Thank you for joining me today. So today I thought I would do a little bit of a review of the release of the beta version of Rugby 20. I haven't played with it yet, I haven't touched it yet. I'm literally going from scratch to try and see how I can perform in it. There are no tutorials. I assume it's very similar to some of the other Xbox Rugby games. I didn't properly play Rugby 18 just due to the bad reactions from it. I played a little bit on PlayStation, so there might be some controls that I don't totally get. But this is more just about kind of how it is, what you think of it, and I kind of want to help, use this channel to give them feedback. So join me along with this. Let's quickly look at some of the stuff in the game, the UI and stuff, and then we can get into a game. Just some short gameplay, and then I'll do some talk about what I think is nice changes after I've played a bit. After my gameplay. So bear with me, let's get through to it. So the home screen looks pretty good, modern, copying a little bit of the FIFA style, but I like it. Let's face it, a lot of people play FIFA, so it must work. It doesn't look bad, it looks pretty modern. There is if you look, there is a rugby league or online match play option, so there is a little bit of a rugby championship. This is definitely focused more towards the northern hemisphere, the licensing especially, and that some of the teams are there, most of the southern hemisphere teams aren't there, I think, if not all. But yeah, let's get into it. If you want to go through some of the teams, you can quickly see there some of the logos, but it's a pretty thing. There's South Africa's logo, and then there's, as I said, none of the Southern Hemisphere teams really have from the marketing I saw any really good logos and stuff like that. Hopefully they can improve it a little bit before the beta, but it's fine. It's one of those things. It's more just about the gameplay for me in this time. So let's just play this game. I'll take Wales against France, not official France, but it doesn't really matter. Let's take that kit. And yeah, there's also continuing this similar style. Let's quickly see how the team management experience is. So it's quite good. You've got the full thing there, the layout of the players, good amounts of stats about each player, as you can see through here. If we go to here, the tactics, I like that you can decide your team styles, the way the winger positions, the pod systems and that, which really does bring a little bit more of the engineering side of rugby into it, and I like that a lot. Set plays, I think this will take me some time to get into, but from the reviews and stuff, I've heard this quite good. So I would definitely want to try and enhance on that, and I will be bringing out more videos after a little bit more gameplay on this, but this is just first impressions. Let's get into it. So yeah, let's kick off. I'll be taking on France. Okay, so let the game begin. I will obviously just be commenting on some of the stuff. This is definitely not about trying to win this game. This is more about seeing some of the experiences and some of the ways that things handle, maybe some of the changes they've made, things they've brought from previous games that have worked. So yeah, let's get into all of it and see. So I see it, first things first, you see you got your punt and your bomb option, which is quite cool. From the help guide I read online, effectively you hold and then there's a gauge. You can see there's that red bar which effectively shows you how hard you're kicking in that. From what I understand, effectively the harder you kick that, the more the chances your kick isn't going to go where you planned it to go. So that's quite interesting. So obviously your choice now let's do a 5-man line out. That was lucky. So yeah, let's throw. So if you want to do back of the line out, okay, so. And then you so you catch that's quite interesting. You can see there's the passing gauge actually showing you where effectively where the player is. Interesting. So you've got your join, and then RS is to actually push. Okay, cool. I like the fact that you can see exactly kind of how far your pass is planning to go. Ooh, and this is promising. Yeah, let's see if we can actually defend them all. So this is not too bad. You've got the option to pick up as the scrum half and then pass on. That's interesting. There's a ruck here. So again, you've got now the different options here. I'm not sure what they all do, so we will find out. But yes, so far I'm quite impressed. I think there is some interesting options there that I didn't do amazingly, but it's fine. There's a lot of allowing for a little bit of leeway, because unfortunately sometimes rugby games, they suffer a lot from just not being very rigid, being that this is how it works, this is it. The line out there quite interesting. You can definitely do more options here. Let's see if the kicking has improved from previous games. There's some of them it feels like either you get it every time or you don't. Okay, so you pull down RS to get your gauge. Okay, so that wasn't a very good kick. And then here, oh, okay, I see you actually, oh my gosh. So you gauged in your line, you're going to travel there. That was way too tough to actually figure out. And it doesn't, there's no UI gauge to tell you what to do there. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And that was a terrible pass, but or a header play or something, doesn't matter. Okay, oh, okay, so here I can slap as in the line out, so that's interesting. You pick your pod you want to slap, and as I can see that the actual computer doesn't really tackle for you in this yet. Interesting, but hey, the ruck option seems pretty strong. Okay, let's take it on. Okay, so the rucks are a little bit long, but I feel if you get into it, you'll get used to it. It's not too bad. Tactically, I shouldn't do that because I want to talk. Tactically, I find that maybe just a little bit more work needs to be done on. Oh, okay, so you use the left stick to actually pick which player is going to be jumping. That's fine. The ruck I find is good. It's just that you have to stretch across the controller because you need both B and the right stick to actually do your pressure on the ruck. And you see you've got your gauge above the player to see his stamina, so that's not bad. Good passing tactics, I have to admit. It really does give you the ability to do a little bit more creative stuff, and you can kind of predict where you're. Okay, and you could obviously play on the ball also. Guys, as I say, this is not about performing well, this is literally about trying to show you some of the gameplay. And the computer ran himself out there. So yeah, the AI I think definitely needs a bit of work, but overall I'm already rather impressed. You've got the options here, and then the A and the, I think, I'm not sure exactly how that plays into it, but there does seem to be a gauge for how you want to do the stuff. So yeah, that's not bad. That's quite interesting. Yeah, let's get into the first scrum of the match. I don't know how these rules work, but I'm going to assume it's just going to do with the left and right analog sticks. That's going to be put in a certain place. So let's see. So I assume, yeah, there's touch and bind. Oh, you can actually do a push for each of the touch, bind, and sets, and then I assume you've got to try and match up with that circle of there where it's the LS. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's not bad. It's maybe a little bit long, but there we go. Actually took one scrum. It could be quite interesting if you're playing against a friend. This could be quite interesting to see if that. Ooh, I'm losing it now again. There we go. That's good. Okay. Okay. So that's odd. They should fix that. If you actually kick the moment the direction your analog stick is going, that's where the kick's going. Which isn't, I guess, too shitty. It's just that unfortunately, if you're slightly off position, the kick's going. It depends on how far it's going effectively. So make sure that when you are trying to kick that you actually know where you're going on that. But it's fine. Let's see if the computer gets everything over always. Ha! Just like me, they could not. So that's interesting. Not bad, not bad. That is always nice to see that. Unfortunately, you want a little bit of realism from your AI. Not every kick's over. And the biggest thing a lot of rugby games suffer from is just predictability, I feel. So, see again. If my analog stick was slightly to the left, I didn't really notice that. So that was interesting. So here you can slap if you jump on that. That's quite interesting. I like that a lot. Let's try and see if we can win this more. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised, especially considering we're a beta about 4 months out of the actual release. There's a lot of promising things in this game. It's quite smooth. I noticed that they only have the effectively player view, which I assume is whoever's got the ball if you're playing 2-player, which that's my favorite view, but I feel that it could sometimes, some people prefer the left-on view, very similar to FIFA, especially if you want to get new people into the game. That could be odd. See, again, I feel the AI is a little bit bunchy, so I just wanted to test that out. The AI is bunchy, but it's not too bad. Let's see if those guys can catch my winger. No, they can't. Okay. Yeah, then we're going to end this video with trying to get this kick over, but we'll be just kind of like playing some clips from the game, the promo material, and then yeah, let me know what you think, if there's anything you would change, any comments you have. I definitely want to review a couple more different games as I get a little bit more knowledgeable about the gameplay and how it works. But yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, we warriors. Yeah, we warriors. nothing to say. I ain't had words, I erupted in thunder and rain. If your man's strong, then why call?